Welcome back to Pride in Sports Media's Road to Bloomington. I'm your host, Andrew Hernandez, and today we'll be talking about some of the scores from last Friday night and Saturday night scores from Week 7, and we'll be talking about also the teams that are 4-3 and 3-4, and what wins they need to get in order to become playoff eligible as well. So we're going to get things off, and we're going to kick things off with the out west with the Western Big Six. On the Western Big Six scoreboard, Geneseo defeated Sterling 31-10. United Township defeated Rock Island 48-21. Quincy defeated Galesburg 44-22. And then Moline also getting the forfeit win over Rock Island Alleman. So on their lineup coming up, they got some big matches coming up in the Western Big Six, including Moline and United Township also faced off as well this Friday night, and then Quincy and Sterling as well. So now we go to teams there. We have two teams that are 4-3, and that's Sterling and East Moline United Township. So Sterling for them to go 6-3, they have to beat Quincy on Friday night, and then the following week go on the road and beat Rock Island. While United Township will have to take on Moline and Alleman in order to become playoff eligible as well. Also, a key matchup will be Geneseo and Quincy. Will be another key matchup as well coming up in the Western Big Six. Moving on, we go to the Three Rivers Athletic Conference. So, out of the contests there on Friday night and Saturday afternoons as well. So, Rock Ridge defeated Ledo Mercer County 61-21. Sterling Newman defeated Riverdale 24-14. Erie Prophetstown defeated Orion 40-14. Sherrard defeated Kewanee 52-7. Monmouth Roseville defeated Spring Valley Hall 57-14. And Princeton defeated Mendota 48-10. So currently we have two 4-3 teams and one 3-4 team. The first 3-4 team is Spring Valley Hall. In order for them to get into the playoffs, they have to go in and play Riverdale, who's also sitting with a 4-3 record. So both Riverdale and Spring Valley Hall both need to get a win. For Riverdale, they need to get a win to be playoff eligible. And also for Spring Valley Hall, for them to get that win over Riverdale on Friday night, they need for that win. It'll keep their playoff hopes alive, but also will have a tough matchup Week 9 against Rock Ridge as well. Rock Ridge also winning the Three Rivers Rock Division as well. And then Princeton finally also needs a win to become playoff eligible, and must win to these two as they take on Ledo Mercer County and Erie Prophetstown. One of the big highlights of this match is we have two good matchups coming up between two playoff teams. Rock Ridge and Monmouth Roseville also playing two of the undefeated teams, also winners of both sides of the Three Rivers. And then Monmouth Roseville and Sterling Newman as well. Next up, we go to the Big Northern Conference scoreboard Friday night. Dixon defeated Winnebago 50-15. North Boone defeated Rockford Lutheran 55-0. Byron defeated Genoa Kingston 55-7. Stillman Valley defeated Oregon 21-15. And then Illinois Valley Central out of Chillicothe defeated Rock Falls 28-0. And then we have 4-3 teams out of the Big Northern Conference. So first up, we have North Boone and Stillman Valley. Those two teams will be playing off against each other as well this Friday night as well. And then for Stillman Valley, they must get a win over Stillman Valley this week. And then they'll have a tough one in Week 9 to finish off the regular season against Byron. For Stillman Valley, they'll end the season versus Winnebago. And then for them, they have to play Winnebago Friday night in order to become playoff eligible for the win. And then we'll play a non-conference game to end off the regular season against Dwight as well. So, and then finally we go to, well, not finally, but next up we have the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference. Durant Pecatonica defeated Forreston 34-20. Lena Winslow shut out Galena 46-0. Fulton defeated Southwestern, which is out of Wisconsin, 56-40. Morrison defeated Dakota 48-16. And Stockton defeated Eastland Pearl City 46-8. So we have a couple teams that are 4-3, 3-4. So first up, we have our 4-3 teams. That's Forston and Eastland Pearl City. So Eastland Pearl City this week will take on Lena Winslow and then take on Dakota week 9. So those two are must wins for Eastland Pearl City. This will be a tough matchup. They'll go against Lena Winslow this week, and then Forston they'll take on Leroy as well as a non-conference contest, and then take on a really good Stockton team as well the following week after that as well. And then finally, Galena, for them, they'll have to get 2 wins in order. They have to defeat Dakota on Friday night, and then the following week against Fulton as well. So we have a freeway battle for the conference title in the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference. So Stockton is the only team that's undefeated, and then DuPac is also the only team that is undefeated in conference play, but also has 1 loss under their belt, and that was against Byron in a non-conference contest. And then finally, Lena Winslow, they only have 1 loss. That was to Stockton on week 2. So these next 2 weeks, we'll have some good matches between the 3. So Stockton this week will take on DuPac this Friday night. And then the following week, DuPac will have to go on the road to take on Lena Winslow. So out of this matchup, we all know the headlines there. So DuPac, they're also trying to win the conference one last time before heading over to the Big Northern next season. While Stockton and Lena might be, pretty much the best 3 out of the Class 1A north side of the bracket. When you talk about the 2 from the Northwest Upstate Illini Conference, and you have Sterling Newman as well. So I think those 3 will probably see each other, either one of them in the playoffs as well. We might see as well. Next up, we go to the Nick 10. Rockford Guilford defeated Freeport 35-12. Hattoniga defeated Rockford Boylan 62-21. Rockford Jefferson defeated Belvedere 27-12. And then finally, Belvedere North defeated Rockford Auburn 44-8. So the 2 3 and 4 teams that we like to mention in the NIC 10, Northern Illinois 10, which is called. So the 2, 4, and 3 and 4 teams are Freeport and Auburn. Not Auburn, but Rockford Jefferson, I meant. So the Jayhawks and the Pretzels must get a win. They'll be playing against each other this week as well. So the Jayhawks and Pretzels will be playing against each other. One team to determine who will stay playoff eligible and also stay. So right now in the NIC 10, right now we have a battle. So Harlem needs to, if Harlem, loses to Boylan this week, they'll be tied with Hattoniga if they get a win over Belvedere North, and also be a tie for second between the Rockton Hattoniga and Harlem as well. So that's going to come down in the NIC 10 matchup. So that's going to be the big matchup. Will be Belvedere North and Rockton Hattoniga as well. And then the matchup between Freeport and Jefferson will be the winner of this will have their playoff hopes alive, and one will be not playoff eligible. So moving on, we go to the Interstate 8 Conference. Rochelle defeated Canelan 21-20. Sycamore defeated LaSalle Peru 34-28. And then Morris shutting out Ottawa 42-0. So the only 4-3 teams are Sycamore and Rochelle. This week they'll be closing out Interstate 8 Conference play as Sycamore will take on the unbeaten Morris team. And Rochelle will take on Ottawa as well. And then to end off the regular season, both teams will be playing non-conference action against I don't know what to say. So starts with a C. So Sycamore will be taking on the non-conference opponent. I forgot what it's announced. And then Rochelle will be taking on Waterloo as well in their non-conference matchup in week 9. Moving on, we go east to the Duquesne Conference. St. Charles East defeated Lake Park 41-35. Batavia defeated Wheaton North 28-7. St. Charles North scratch that. But Wheaton Warrensville South defeated St. Charles North 33-7, and then Geneva defeated Glensbard South 13-6. So the only three teams that are with the two teams that are with 4-3 records are Geneva and Glensbard North. So Glensbard North must need to get a win over St. Charles North and Wheaton North in order to go 6-3, while Geneva must get a win over Wheaton North and St. Charles East in order to go 6-3 as well. And then Lake Park, they must get a win over Wheaton Warrensville South and St. Charles North in order for them to be playoff eligible and finish with a 5-4 record. Moving on to the Southwest Prairie Conference. In that scoreboard, we had Bolingbrook defeating Plainfield North 28-14. Next up, we had Manuka defeating Oswego 10-3. Oswego East defeated Yorkville 28-7. Plainsfield East defeated Joliet West 27-7. And then Plainfield South shutting out Plainfield Central 38-0. And then Romanville putting up 48 points against Joliet Central in the Southwest Prairie Conference. So we go to the West. So teams that must get a win, but it pretty much sure that all four of them are already playoff eligible already. But we have a freeway tie for second in that conference, in that division. So the freeway teams that are only tied with a 5-2 record are Manuka, Bolingbrook, and Oswego. So both teams are currently sitting at a spot for second, while Oswego East and Yorkville are both sitting with a 6-1 record. And then to finish off the regular season, Bolingbrook will play Yorkville, and then Manuka will have to play Oswego East, and Oswego will have to play Plainfield North as well. So we have a battle for second and a battle for first in the Southwest Prairie. And moving on to the South Prairie East, we go to that scoreboard as well. So the only teams, most of the teams right now, so Romeoville and Plainfield East are the only two teams sitting with a 4-3 record. So it pretty much shows that the Southwest Prairie West this year might have looked like the competitive side of that conference there. But it's going to be a good matchup between Plainfield East and Romeoville out there near the suburban area. So that's going to be, so we got some good matchups out there for anyone that follows the Southwest Prairie Conference. So moving on, we go to the Southwest Valley. So the scores out there this past Friday night, we had, or Saturday night as well, Saturday afternoon as well, I forgot to mention, so Bradley Bourbonnais defeated DeKalb 48-19. Naperville North defeated Neuwico Valley 29-23. Naperville Central defeated Mattia Valley 28-21. I don't know why I get Plainfield and Naperville mixed up. And then Lockport defeated Sanford 28-7. And then Lincoln Way Central defeated Andrew 28-21 as well. So now we go to that side. So Thornwood, for them, they have to get a win over Stag, become playoff eligible. So Bradley Bourbonnais and Lincoln Way Central are the only two teams that are tied for second as well, unless they're in both different sides of the conference there, because both of them are sitting with a 6-1 record in Lincoln Way West. And now we go to the blue side as well. Now we go to the blue side. The other score I forgot to mention was Lincoln Way East defeating Homewood Flossmoor 42-14 as well. and then Naperville Central defeated Mattia Valley 28-21. I got those mixed up. So it's Lockport for them. They'll take on Mattia Valley. For Lockport, they must get a win over Mattia Valley to become playoff eligible. And then Homewood Flossmoor must get a win over Naperville Central to keep their playoff hopes alive. And then Naperville North must get a win over Lincoln Way East also in order to be playoff eligible. And then Uniqua Valley must get a win over Stanford also to keep their playoff hopes alive as well. So now we go to the Kishwaukee River Conference. So out of that scoreboard, Harvard Marengo defeated Harvard 49-0. Johnsburg defeated Plano 27-7. Richmond Burton defeated Woodstock 21-0, and then Woodstock defeated Sandwich 42-26. Alrighty, and that scoreboard, Woodstock North must get a win over Sandwich, become playoff eligible. Marengo and Johnsburg and Woodstock will have a battle. Will play each other to determine who would be third in the conference. And then also another big matchup as well between Marengo and Richmond Burton. So between those two, Marengo needs to knock off Richmond Burton to have a tie for first place as well in the Kishwaukee River Valley Conference. So most of the teams are 4-3, 3-4 that I mentioned. So the teams that are 3-4 that I mentioned already, they need a win. Also Friday night, most of them must need a win in order to become playoff eligible or to keep their playoff hopes alive. And then some that are 4-3 that I mentioned must get a win to become playoff eligible as well. So those are some of the Week 7 score results, and some of the matchups that I did mention were the Week 8 matchups as well. So Week 9 will be the following week will be the playoff pairing shows will be the following Saturday, not this Saturday, but the following Saturday as well. So make sure to tune in to the NFHS network for the playoff pairings as well. So, also I like to mention out that the volleyball, state tournament bracket is already out. If you want to go check it out, it's also on the IHSA website. And also we might be doing a breakdown of it and also previews coming up for the regionals as well. So have a great night and thanks for watching. Peace.